A sprinkling of sunshine on domestic markets. They poised for positive trade after a break yesterday. Chief Investment Officer and founder at Makwe Fund Managers, Makwe Masilela, joins us now to take apart the latest market news. Makwe, good morning to you and welcome. Let's start, as we always do, with an overview of the local markets.
You know, our market is taking over from where it left in April. To think that the JSE itself for the month of April did much better compared to our international peers. You look at the Dow, they've been down 5% for April. S&P down almost 4.2%, but the JSE was up nicely 2.2%. And now we've seen that the markets are downplaying, what do you call it? They're happy that the U.S. Federal Chair downplayed the prospects of further interest rate hikes yesterday when they were making that interest rate decision, and now markets are looking for new catalyst, and the immediate one is the job numbers that will be released tomorrow from the US, and markets are hoping that the number will continue to show that yes, interest rates will stay higher for longer, and I think that narrative has already been baked into asset prices. Markets are okay with that idea.
Well, let's get a hot investor tip with you, Makwe. Life Healthcare has published an operational update and a further trading statement. So tell us about the numbers and whether this might be a stock worth adding to one's portfolio.
Most probably you might need to consider that. And remember, out of the big three, this is the second biggest in the country. And yes, we've seen the guys that when it comes to their revenue, they expect the revenue to go up by 8%. And then the guys have seen that this revenue will be boosted by what they call a robust activity growth. And also the guys managed to sell more doses of the Newzroom pill that the guys have in the US. And also what's critical for them is that they've seen that the paid patient days increased by 2.3%, and the reason for that is because of increased volumes, and also they've managed to increase some additional beds, especially for the ICU. And now we know that the guys received almost 10.2 billion after selling that subsidiary that they had that is Alliance Medical, and they were nice to us as they paid us a special dividend of almost 8.8 billion out of that. And as we are talking, the guys, they expect their profits as headline earnings per share to increase nicely by just around 31%. Hence, I'm saying probably is worth considering.
I just want to put you on the spot here, though, because it's a tale of two faces. When the medical companies or the health providers are profitable, it just means the country's getting sicker, doesn't it?
And also what's interesting, they tell you that the occupancy increased by almost 8.7% to 69.8%. Doesn't sound right, but it is what it is.
More beds in ICU. South Africa, you've got to start taking care of your health. Datatech has a trading statement out. Let's make sense of their service offering and how they fared this time around.
Remember, this is an international ICT company, and we've seen that the guys continue to do well because they expect their revenue for the year to increase by almost 6%. And also when it comes to their profits as headline earnings per share to increase by a whopping 61%. You look into the Westcon International continues to have good financial performance, and also logisticals did well with their robot sales, especially when it comes to software, but continue to have some challenges when it comes to Argentina and Brazil. So overall, they are well positioned to also benefit, just like we've seen with other ICT companies doing great.
We've been watching Canal Plus and the multi-choice story with great interest, and there's been a further development. Canal Plus now buying further shares in multi-choice. From your perspective, do you evaluate this as perhaps being part of a strategy to frustrate shareholders until they give up and sell?
I think, the guys, they mean business. Remember, they started just around 35 or so percent, and before they got to 35, they were at zero. Now they're sitting at just over 42%. Also, what works for them is that they will at least have few shareholders to convince going forward, because now as they're sitting at 42%, then we hope they will continue to buy. Reason being, it's also cheap for them, because remember, they offered multi-choice almost 125 rand per share, and the guys are now getting the shares much cheaper in the market for just under 120 rand per share. So they're also making also a good saving out of that. So definitely they mean business. They definitely want to see this deal just go through over the line.
Makwe Masilela, thank you very much. And I like the new look. We were just joking and quipping about it a little bit earlier. Makwe is trying to look his age. But I would put you in at a young 30 there, Makwe. You're doing okay. Okay, take care. We'll chat to you again soon.